You might like Home Alone, but here's a bunch of people who hated it. This movie is about a young boy named Kevin being neglected by his mother and father. They don't realize he's not there until they're in a different state. It couldn't get worse. Two burglars or pedophiles are breaking into the house trying to steal items. Upon realizing someone is there, they try to kidnap or murder the boy. The neglected Kevin happens to be much smarter than his own age. He makes contraptions and traps to catch the bad guys. He does. His terrible parents come home. The end. It happens exactly the same way in a few movies with just different cities. Somehow he keeps running into those same pedophiles. How the f are they pedophiles? They're burglars that try to rob empty houses when rich people go on vacation. The kid just happened to be home, and they haven't made the news recently. Their characters or them, so far, not pedophiles. But man, you did not understand this movie. The chaos is why they left him, and the reason that they actually completely missed it with all the chaos of all their kids and everybody else yelling is because they accidentally threw his ticket away so they didn't see it, and to put two and two together till they're on the plane. I mean, that's how it goes. And I'm not a parent, but I feel for them.
The antics may be alright, but the messages and images of dysfunctional family are not okay. Then you don't get to watch Things. Like, everything has a dysfunctional family in it. You've got to throw any comedy out the window. Any one. Situation comedies, some sitcoms, sorry, can't watch that crap because it's all dysfunctional families. Of course, if you've ever celebrated a holiday, whose family is functional?
Boring as f. Turn it off after 30 minutes. Well, if you're saying f, then you're not the demographic.
While don't like children power movie, this one is okay. Macaulay Culkin is a great kid actor, and the traps are creative, but the criminals act more like clowns, which gets annoying. It's a okay movie. Holy crap, what just happened? I literally, reading your review is like getting hit in the face with a paint can. Jesus Christ. It starts out, while don't like children power movie, this one is okay.
I mean, I've recently cleaned out our spam folder in our email, and that's in there. I watched this again recently, and you know, I want to like this film, but I'm just clueless. Different movie. I'm sorry, I thought this movie was overrated. I will admit that this movie is still enjoyable. You said you were clueless, and then apologized, and then said the movie was overrated, even though you just said you were clueless, and then you admitted that it was enjoyable. And even though this was English,
10-year-old boy gets left behind at Christmas and must protect his home from burglars who aren't capable of outwitting a kid in this predictable family comedy that relies too heavily on slapstick than actual real-life humor. I mean, it's a kid's family movie. Of course it's gonna have tons of slapstick. What do you want it to have? Like, just a ton of wit? Kevin McCallister is just gonna stop those burglars with an interesting and clever turn of phrase. No, he's gonna make him step on a fucking nail and get hit in the face with an iron while it's on. Cause it's funny. So f off.
I wanna see, them, bring him back now to do the same thing. That would be amazing. I would watch that. Suddenly he becomes a serial killer halfway through the movie. What a terrible and boring movie. I could watch a 100-year-old Three Stooges film if I wanted to see this sort of boring and predictable stuff. I mean, you could. You could also watch this movie. Or any slapstick Ace Ventura. Who watched that? Pink Panther. Let's go old. Buster Keaton. Let's go older than Three Stooges. Charlie Chaplin. Alright, let's bring it to newer. You get the idea.
Spoiled bastards. Back in my day, we didn't have movies. We wanted to see slapstick comedy. We had to punch our friend in the face. No one laughed unless someone was baking pies, because we knew it would go in someone's face. This film is an overrated piece of shit that has a horrible child actor who is just annoying and unbelievable. You're not on the right side of that one. Everyone loved Macaulay Culkin. Like, you didn't believe his acting? Or like, unbelievable, this f***ing kid again. Not sure what you meant there.
It takes the promising premise of a young boy at home alone and just takes it too far. That... Yeah.
Don't say anything. Walk away. Just walk away, Kojak. Just walk away. No, it's better.
Do you have to knock on your parents?
How the fuck did they all forget about Kevin? We already explained that. There's a lot going on. Got a whole family all going to the same place on planes, airplanes. That's hard to do. It's hard to keep track of, especially during Christmas time. There's like, yeah, there was 12 people. It's insanity. Plus, he's small. You know, he's losable. He's a small kid. You know, and he also kind of didn't want to be there. So that kind of helped. Everyone kind of ignored him before they even got on the plane. I don't know. Pick any of those reasons. You're welcome.
Jeebus Christ, this is one sick child. Critical opinion, dull, mean-spirited, and hopelessly overrated. Home Alone shouldn't have received quite the box office it did. You're upset at him? I can't believe you're upset at the f***ing kid for trying to save his life from people breaking into his house. And if we were kids, we wouldn't know that a nail could kill somebody.
And that's the problem. Alright, I have to read this appropriately. How fucking stupid but funny. I actually liked it, but it is gross. Who would actually want these people on their movie? WTF, I can't decide if it was more stupid or funny, but I'll say funny for Macaulay Culkin's sake. What's crazy is you did that in all caps, so I assume caps lock, but like, you didn't accidentally make anything lowercase for that whole time. That's impressive. You just... This is what I have to say. As unclear as it is, I'll just do it loudly. That's always a good solution. That's like having a married couple that's in a huge fight and just giving them megaphones. Being like, you know what, maybe you'll understand each other's needs if you're louder.
Meh. Maybe I would have loved it if I had been Macaulay's age at the time, but I wasn't, so I found it a little too slapstick and a little too eager to please. Next. That's essentially fair. It is very slapstick, but eager to please. And also you understood your demographic, so failing to see why this was a bad movie still.
Should be taken off shelf and then opened and immediately put into your Blu-ray player and watched. I don't think I understood what you meant.
A movie that appears to be aimed at kids should not have any questionable content or language. Who determines that? Thank God it's not you. Or Elsa and Spider-Man.
Meanwhile, that same person's probably like, I wish more young kids would read the classics, like Huckleberry Finn. I just did not feel sympathy for the sadistic little twerp at the center of this slapstick mess. He's not really sadistic. They keep coming. It would be one thing if, like, they gave up and left, and then he went after them, but they kept trying to get in the fucking house, so he kept having to do stuff. That's not sadistic. That kid was brilliant. Although now I want to see Home Alone turn into that serial killer movie we were talking about. They leave and he just goes after him, starts killing burglars left and right, and no one knows whether or not he's a hero or not a hero because he's killing bad guys. Holy shit, the Punisher.
Mindless dreck should only be watched by small children and the parents thereof. But it has questionable content.
Nasty mouth child equals not funny. Based on that comment and your icon being a waving American flag, I'm gonna assume not a South Park fan.
Chewing rusty nails while drinking rubbing alcohol, but will give you more pleasure than watching this crap. Chewing rusty nails and drinking rubbing alcohol. To each their own. Some people like suspension. Also, isn't that two of the ways he protected his house?
Wish they would have shot him. LOL. Then it would have been better. Man, people hate Macaulay Culkin. What is the deal? He used to be like loved when that movie came out. Everyone loved that kid. And now people talking about shooting him. They're assuming that burglars are pedophiles. Like, what is a demented little twerp that just is sadistic? What is everyone's deal? He was in My Girl. Spoiler alert, he was awesome. I spoiled nothing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your first time here, make sure you click the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. Also, we'd love to hear what you guys think of Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone. Put it down in the comments. And yeah, these things were pretty ridiculous. So, if you want to see another one from us, click one of the ones on the screen. Until we see you next time, geek out and game on.